All right, we are now headed on into our toast. So we have a toast from our matron of honor, Emma. I'll give you the microphone.
Oh, we're mic'd up already. Oh, that's for the video. Okay. Hi, for those who don't know me, I'm Emma. I'm Cassie's matron of honor.
And I'm Allison, Cassidy's maid of honor.
I first wanted to thank you to all those who have traveled near and far to come celebrate Mr. and Mrs. Cadd. We know that they really appreciate it.
And thank you, Cassidy and Tyler, for allowing us to be here and celebrate your special day.
Cassie and I met at Burlington Elementary many, many years ago. Oh, sorry. Spilled all over my speech. But I would say our relationship really flourished in high school. We started to have a lot of classes together and hanging out more and more. I'll always cherish Friday Night Lights with you, our sub Miss Bloom Bagels math class, and all of Vincent and Jared's nonsense that happened in there, and getting in trouble together over seat count.
Cass and I met in 2014, and we have made every single moment count since. Our love for children and food is what brought us together. We quickly realized that we had much more in common than we thought, such as going to good old Virginia Western, and we both had goals of becoming teachers. After endless nights in Kids Zone at Greenridge, we started extending our nights to half-price wings and cheese fries. Cass and I signed up for the same classes at Western and had our work schedules aligned so that we could always work together. From Western, we took our love for children and food even further.
Cassie transferred to Radford in 2015 and became roommates. Cassie and I were born 2 days apart, so we could always celebrate our birthdays together. My favorite birthday we celebrated was our 21st. I'll never forget 3 things from that night. 1, you eating my Jimmy John sub and spinning it all over the floor. 2, you breaking your trash can and falling on the floor. 3, you screaming my name across the apartment all night to get exactly what you needed to fall asleep. Sometimes I got you what you needed, but sometimes you helped me as well. Cassidy never saw herself anything but a dancer, but since Cassidy's being my friend, she has played flag football, soccer, and is now in her 4th year kickball.
In 2016, we moved in together in Radford and also signed up for all of the same classes. People would often ask us if we got sick of each other, but we simply didn't. Cass and I started practicing her wife skills for cooking each night. We made things from $15 queso that was fit for nothing but the trash can, as well as pumpkin rolls that came inches away from the floor. Thanks to Cass pinning the pumpkin roll between the cabinet and her body, it was saved. We learned that stoves vent and maintenance men don't need to be called in for an emergency. But in all seriousness, Cass and I learned our way around the kitchen, and I know that she will keep Tyler alive, but also entertained.
I can't specifically pinpoint the day I met Tyler, but I know it was my paper's rotting from my beer. It was sometime during freshman year at Radford. I have been blessed to watch Tyler grow from college to the man he is today. I have enjoyed watching his love for Cassie and the Lord grow every single day. Anyone that knows Tyler knows he is passionate about anything and anything he does, and I know he is going to continue to be the best dog dad to Elliot and husband to Cassie.
The first time I saw Tyler's passion, I drove to Radford to watch a basketball game. I met Cass, who had just finished washing her hair with conditioner and only conditioner. I assured her it looked fine and we were off. Majority of Tyler and Cass's relationship, I was single, and they let me third wheel basically every single thing they did. They were even generous enough to let me sleep on their couch my last semester in Radford. During that time, I was able to see a different side of Cass and Tyler. Cassidy had to start waking up at 5 a.m. to drive to Roanoke for student teaching. Tyler also woke up at 5, but he had no real reason to be awake other than just to support Cass. He would wake up and help her get ready, and then he would read his Bible. Yes, read his Bible, watch messages, and strengthen his love for the Lord. I watched his love for the Lord grow and his love towards Cassidy.
A true transformation has gone on from the people Cassie and Tyler were in college to the people that they are today. I'm very confident in the relationship you two have, and I'm positive that it will continue to grow.
Cassidy is such an amazing friend, and our lives wouldn't be the same without her. Anyone who knows her as a friend should consider themselves lucky.
Well, I've only been married 3 years. I've learned some things along the way that I hope can help you. 1, never go to bed angry and always kiss goodnight. Learn from other people, but don't feel the need to compare your life or marriage to anyone. And lastly, and most importantly, always keep God in the center of your marriage. Our wish for you both is that your love for each other will only deepen and grow every single day. Oh, thanks.
Here's to a lifetime of watching Eagles games and loving each other.
Fly, Eagles, fly!
You had me at the end.
Love you, Cass.
Love you guys. Thank you.
Love you, Tyler.
All right, here he goes.
All right, everyone. So now we have our speech from our best man, Tyler.
What's going on, everybody? For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tyler Crockett, Cadd's best man. I would like to start this speech off by saying what an honor it is to be such part of their special day. When Tyler asked me to be his best man, I couldn't have been happier to get the opportunity to stand by two of my favorite people in the world on their big day. I would also like to take the time to thank a few people that were also involved. I want to thank Tyler's father for the rehearsal dinner last night. I didn't get a chance to thank you in person, so I wanted to let you know that we were all very appreciative. I would also like to take this time to thank the people from the behind the scenes work that made today such a beautiful day. Sometimes I forget how easy I have it because I just showed up and threw on a tux. I know how much work it takes to make these days like today so perfect. So whether it was Brenda, the host of the venue, I know Pastor Kevin's gone, parents, grandparents, you guys did a phenomenal job, and I just wanted to take the time to thank you. Now, for those of you who don't know mine and Tyler's history, I'd like to take a time to fill you in on some of our younger years. Tyler and I became friends in middle school and immediately hit it off. I'm not sure if it was our love for sports that sparked our friendships or our matching bowl cut haircuts. But we became rather inseparable after the first time we hung out. I talked to Cass about this. You guys are lucky that I didn't make a PowerPoint slide because I have some gems for me and Cadd in middle school. Sadly, we both had to give up on the bowl cut look. I started turning gray in my early 20s, and you all know what happened to Tyler's hair, so I won't go into too much detail about that. However, when I say we became rather inseparable, I mean this very seriously. Tyler essentially moved in with my family at one point when we were younger. I was pumped because I always wanted a brother, and that's exactly what I got, a brother for life. But Cadd and I didn't always see eye to eye, and our friendship wasn't always smooth sailing. Like all brotherhoods, there were a few rocky patches, and this wouldn't be a best man speech if I didn't bust Cadd's chops about dating my sister for a few months when we were in middle school. I'm glad the high school fling didn't work out, though, because I gained another sister in Cassidy because of it. So shout out to Cadd for dumping my sister back in the day. Some of my favorite memories when we were younger include our annual beach trips to Dirty Myrtle, where we were all packed into the Jeep Commander like sardines. Or we would sneak out of the house and cause havoc on the neighborhood, or sneak natty lights in the treehouse in high school and get drunk off of 3 beers. I know Fox misses the days he can get drunk off of 3 beers. And my mom left, so I'm not worried about her hearing that. The list goes on, and whether it was having pool parties at my house or playing pickup basketball in the driveway, where me and Cadd would always end up on the same team somehow, and of course we always waxed whoever was trying to get the business. I think we were like 100-0. Fox took a lot of L's. I could go on and on about the times that we had growing up, but I'll try to keep this relatively short. You guys know how long-winded I can get. I would like to transition into our college years. Cadd and I stayed in touch when we went off to college, but I was playing basketball and got fairly busy, so we would just text about sports or make small talk trying to catch up. Cadd decided that he was going to transfer from Marshall after his first semester of being there. I was wondering what made him want to go home so bad. We all know Cadd, and he typically doesn't hold anything back, so when I asked him, he told me that he was following some honey to Radford. He didn't actually word it like this, but him and Cassidy were dating at the time, and he said it was the right move for him and their relationship. I hadn't met Cassidy at this point, so in my mind, I thought he was kind of nuts, because transferring for a girl, we know how that all plays out. But I have to give Cadd props. He knew what he was doing, because after he transferred, the rest was history. This brings me to my next point. About a year after Cadd transferred, I realized that I was done playing college basketball and wanted to transfer somewhere closer to home to focus on my education. I had talked to Cadd about this, and of course, he immediately suggested Radford, and then immediately suggested that I room with him and Kev. I don't need much convincing most of the time, so I decided that this was the plan, and I followed through with it the next year. Being roommates with you guys was some of the best decisions I've ever made. Although Kev slept the majority of the time we had at Radford, I still enjoyed living with you guys, and it gave me and Tyler a chance to live together once again. I won't speak on much of the memories from Radford. A lot of you guys know why. Most of them aren't appropriate. Don't worry, Coach Jones, I never did anything with the players on the weekends. We never partied together. However, I will speak on how Radford brought me to some wonderful people. Not only did it bring me to some of my closest friends that are sitting right in front of me, but it also allowed the pleasure of me meeting Cassidy. When I finally met Cass, I realized why Tyler didn't think twice about transferring to Radford for her. Just looking at Cassidy, you can tell that she is a sweetheart, but after getting to know her, it was clear that she had one of the biggest hearts of anyone I've ever met. I absolutely loved being around her because she gave off such a great vibe. I'm not sure if if she was as fond of me when we initially met, because I think she thought I was out of my mind. But I broke that wall and we became sisters for life, so. I owe you a million thank yous for putting up with me, and I'll go ahead and thank you for putting up with Cadd when we were up to no good, because I know he's too stubborn to admit that we were impossible to deal with. Love you, Cass. This leads me to some of my final thoughts I would like to share with you about Tyler. I'm incredibly thankful for our friendship and the unspeakable bond that we'll always hold. I'll be forever grateful for you speaking your mind, and even if we don't see eye to eye, we respect each other's opinions and never let anything come between us. Tyler is a role model to many people in his life, myself included. He has one of the best work ethics of anyone I know, and this is why he's been so successful in his early life. I know that he will continue to thrive and that the sky is truly the limit for him. He's a prime example of someone who realized that nothing in life gets handed to you and that it's ultimately your decision to take upon yourself your outcome. His drive and passion for everything he encounters in life is remarkable, and I'm certain that he will continue to love Cassidy with this same drive and passion. I'd like to end by telling you guys how much that I love you, and I wanted to thank you again for allowing me to be part of your big day. For everyone else, moments like these are rare and hard to come by, not only to be in the presence of such special people, but a time where we can all gather in one place and celebrate people that we love. As we grow older, it's inevitable that these times happen less often, and we should truly cherish the time we have together tonight. With that being said, if everyone could raise their glass, let's cheers to the newlyweds.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna hold it together because I was trying to be cool. I don't want to be hurt my